What's good, YouTube? It's your boy TSOSH and I'm back with another video. Now this is a video that not necessarily everybody asked for, but it's a video that everybody needs to hear. And it's because day by day, although I've addressed many problems in the NBA community, this is growing to be one of the more annoying ones to me personally. And maybe I'm just more exposed to it due to the fact that I'm blessed enough to call myself a content creator. But it's been a problem that I know I've seen my entire life. And it's a problem with basic argument as a whole, but let alone the NBA community. And that problem is everything isn't black and white. For the love of God, I'm not talking about race. But when I say black and white, I mean just because you believe one thing doesn't mean you don't believe another. Or because you support one claim doesn't mean you ignore the other. And although it seems like such a little problem at first, trust me, it becomes a big deal. Because this little problem is the start of so many toxic arguments and takes that we get today. A lot of opinions become misrepresented, a lot of players get disrespected. It's just not good for the community as a whole. So in this video, I'm gonna describe what I mean a little bit further, and I'm gonna name some examples to further showcase what I'm talking about. And hopefully everybody who ended up watching this video leaves this video with more informative takes, more of an understanding towards takes that they don't necessarily agree with, but most importantly, we nudge a bit closer to the fact that context matters and everything isn't black and white. Now, before I necessarily get started, I also want to mention that I've been going crazy on Twitch. I've streamed like 2 or 3 times in the past 5 days. Fair warning, I'm definitely new and I don't know what I'm doing most of the time, but everybody who pulls up from my streams will tell you it's a vibe. If there's no issue posting any video clips, I'm gonna post some clips right now. But yeah, if you guys want more content, definitely follow me on Twitch for sure. But after the clips, we're gonna hop right into the video. So if you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video and let's get right to it.
Yeah, what's calling, bro? Good?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Hey Mike, you see this bitch dribbling with the ball? It might actually be a bitch on the jump, bro. Talk, sniper. Sniper, talk real quick. Say something. How your day? Bro, you ain't gonna talk now. Talk, sniper. Talk.
I just looked at it as a game.
Good shot, bitch. Good shot, bitch. I spit on you, nigga. I spit. Okay. Pick him up! Good shot. Good. You're selling miles. That's not how you win the game, Miles. You're down 15 points. You're down 15. Yeah, you don't care? You seem like you care. Why the fuck you crying then? Seem like you care. Shoot the ball or it's a violation. Who the fuck are you?
Oh my god, my teammate recently.
Hey, hold on. Hey, fuck this Ashore reincarnation bitch ass built motherfucker. Who are you? The fuck up.
Can you shut the fuck up, bro?
Oh, can you shut the fuck up, bro? Bro got on the filter. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Listen here, brother.
Excuse me, yo. I can't lie, bro. You do sound very intimidating.
I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up, brother. I'm gonna need you to watch this spin jumper. Yeah, great shot. Too bad you can't green. Too bad you a bum. Hey, listen here, brother. I'm gonna need you to stop talking shit to this kid, brother. So a lot of you guys may have been thinking, what do you mean when you say the NBA is in black and white? Well, it's a bit of a challenge to necessarily explain, but I'll do my best. Just because an event or an action or a take or a milestone is reached in the NBA, it doesn't then equivalent to making another take or an action or event or a milestone obsolete. Sometimes it does, fair enough, but most of the time it does not. And this especially goes for your sports debate. As I hinted earlier, I've seen this problem throughout my entire life. But the severity and the abundance of this problem was definitely highlighted when I started doing YouTube. Haters are gonna be haters no matter what you do in life. And even though the positivity always outweighs the negativity, there are several times in several videos I'll scroll to the comment section and see someone who just simply disagreed with me changed my entire argument for me. And at first I'll be like, oh shit, when did I say that? That's pretty fucking stupid. And then I'll rewatch the video and I'll be like, oh, you just made that up. Okay, cool. And even though y'all know I'm toxic and 9 times out of 10 I just go at them anyway, sometimes it does end up rubbing me the wrong way because at the end of the day I do work hard on all these videos. And it sucks when someone purposely misconfigures my entire argument, let alone alone if it's on accident. For example, for those who still don't understand what I'm quite saying, in my Kawhi Leonard video, I talked about how people at the time didn't hold Kawhi accountable. The amount of crayon eaters that were like, oh yeah, you don't think Kawhi Leonard's top 5, top 10, top 15? Throughout that entire video, I never ranked Kawhi once. In fact, the closest thing to me ranking Kawhi Leonard was saying that him versus Steph Curry is a respectable debate. And this is what I mean when I say it's not black and white. Just because I don't fanboy Kawhi Leonard like how you guys fanboy Kawhi Leonard, and just because I can go pretty hard on him at times because duh, I'm a Lakers fan, doesn't then escalate me to the point of me thinking Kawhi is in top 15. Starting to understand what I mean by black and white a little better? Let me talk about something else that's a bit more prominent in the community. It's kinda died down now, but y'all remember them two-way player debates? It was a point in time in which every 5 minutes someone's talking about how, oh, I think this guy's a better player, but he's not a better two-way player, so you know what, I'm actually gonna go with the two-way player. And people were dead ass changing their opinions about certain players who aren't prolific on defense and simply arguing because they don't play defense at an elite level, their elite offense doesn't matter. Again, everything is in black and white, but this time y'all were kinda acting stupid on purpose, and I know y'all were acting stupid on purpose. People just wanted to have a hot take and justify the hot take. If I'm not mistaken, B-Souls covered this subject really well, and he compares Steph Curry to Jimmy Butler. But the thing is, he was being real nice about it. Me, on the other hand, I'm toxic as fuck. So because people wanted to act stupid just to have a hot take and some clout, I'm gonna act even dumber just to expose how stupid you really are. Why stop with Jimmy Butler? Steph Curry isn't better than Marcus Smart. Now, sure, for their entire career, Steph Curry averages 13.5 more points, and he's much more efficient at it. Marcus Smart can still score. Even though Steph Curry's a much better playmaker and passer, Marcus Smart can still play make. But defensively, man, it's not close. I really love Steph Curry, but I'm gonna have to say Marcus Smart's a better two-way player. Yeah, just keep eating the crayons, bro. And I know what some of y'all already got to type in. Sage is not black and white. Just because I think he's a better player doesn't mean he's a better two-way player. No, motherfucker. What I'm saying is, again, the NBA is in black and white. Just because players are described as two-way players doesn't mean there's a whole different ranking of two-way playerness. You wanna know why Steph Curry is technically a better two-way player than Marcus Smart or Jimmy Butler? Because yes, defensively, that shit ain't close. That shit ain't close at all. But offensively, guess what? That shit ain't close. That shit ain't close at all. But perhaps you're still confused. You still don't understand what I mean by the NBA is in black and white. Oh, trust me, I have the perfect example. Let's go to the GOAT debate. The most annoying debate of all time that everybody who has to talk about it hates to talk about, but for some reason fans talk about it every goddamn day. But it's the epitome of the black and white mindset. For example, for the toxic LeBron fans that talk about competition, just because LeBron did indeed beat the 73-9 Warriors doesn't then mean Michael Jordan played plumbers. Or for the Jordan fans, just because Michael Jordan was 6-0 in the finals doesn't mean Jordan had a perfect career. People will say Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he's 6-0, but then Bill Russell barely makes the top 10 when he has 11 goddamn rings. Or people will say LeBron James is the GOAT because look at his totals, but then they'll have Karl Malone barely in their top 30 and then like Shaq over Hakeem or something stupid. And yes, I said it's stupid. Why? Not because I think Bill Russell's a top 5 player, or because I think it's just wrong to rank Shaq over Hakeem, but it's because you view things in such a black and white mindset and you're so inconsistent in your goddamn argument, now nothing you say makes sense or is even valid. If you're gonna have an argument that's black and white, guess what? Your logic must be black and white. It's literally an illogical fallacy. You can't say Michael Jordan is the GOAT because he's 6-0 and then ignore an 11-1 record. Just because you don't like how Bill Russell played or who he played against, like now you want to include context? Nah, bro. At this point, if you don't understand what I'm talking about, go to school, bro. But yeah, this black and white mindset has plagued the league, and honestly, there's a reason why. And because of this reason, the solution probably won't ever be accomplished. You want to know the reason? Bias. Bias can make someone deaf, take their eyesight away, and raise the ignorance levels over 9,000. Which to me personally, I've never understood. Yes, I make a bunch of toxic Lakers content all the time. I have fun doing it. But whenever I drop my rankings video, and that's probably coming soon to be honest, it's really not hard for me to go, okay, I really love Anthony Davis. I'm not gonna call him the best player in the world though. And this is coming from a guy who makes literal rant videos. I've never had a problem putting bias aside. Sometimes the rants are indeed biased, but that's the whole point of the video, is to be emotional. But if I'm ranking players, I'm gonna rank the players based off of how they perform. I can put my emotion to the side. It's not hard. Hell, even in the rant videos, sometimes I'm not biased at all. I'm just saying shit in a very rude way. I've always known bias was a thing, and bias will always be a thing. It's literally human nature, but putting it to the side shouldn't be this much of an issue. And if you haven't caught on by now, putting your bias aside is gonna be the best solution. Not the only one, but it's clearly the most effective. But I'd be a crayon eater myself if I just ended my video like that, because that's just wishful thinking. The world isn't gonna put their bias aside. If the world could put their bias aside, you know it'd be world peace at this point, right? Let alone a good NBA community. So what the hell do we do now? We know there's a problem, but we don't really know how to solve it. Well, if you're watching this video, hopefully by default you have accomplished step number number 1, and that's simply accepting that it's a problem. And maybe we can't go further than step number 2, but step number 2 would be a huge stride in the right direction. And that is for people to simply listen to someone's argument. As I said earlier in the video, a lot of times people hear something that they disagree with, and it's just like a little meter in their head goes the fuck off. They just like black out and immediately start going at you and say shit that they typically hear about the thing that they love. It actually be hilarious sometimes. They be fighting their own demons. Oh, you don't think LeBron's the GOAT? MJ only went against plumbers, bro. 6-0 ain't shit. Don't be knowing shit about his argument the whole time, just starting shit. Now, if the take is Michael Jordan is the GOAT simply because he's 6-0, there you go crazy. But if it's a very broad statement in which your main point should be, if you're going to engage in debate, do the debate justice and hear what he has to say. You got 2 years, my guy, go ahead, use them. And if you somehow end up doing that, then maybe step number 3 is possible, which is being consistent in your own takes. Now, I'm not calling Stephen A as a whole consistent. The amount of times he's went back and forth on who's the better player between Kevin Durant and LeBron James is simply laughable. But one underrated aspect about Stephen A that's been extremely consistent is the fact that he values shooting number 1, to the point where he actually believes the Mavericks are worse because they lost Steph Curry. Now, do I personally agree with that? No, not at all, not even a little bit. And rightfully so, sometimes we give analysts a lot of shit for simply just being inconsistent in a character on television. But when someone is consistent, even if it's kind of stupid, give credit where it's due. And that's the approach a lot of fans should have in their own takes. The problem is people are so afraid of sounding stupid. Nobody wants to be accused of saying another random hot take. But if something you believe aligns with something you've already believed, say what you gotta say, bro. With good reasoning, you can almost back up anything you say, even if it's the first time it's being said. If you lack that reasoning, it probably is a hot take. But if you have the reasoning, for the love of God, just say it, bro. If you can do this as well as the steps I mentioned earlier, this step should be the easiest one for you. But yet it's the most important. For the love of God, watch the game. I haven't mentioned stats for a reason this entire video, because stats are literal facts of the NBA. However, stats can be represented the wrong way, and if you represent them the wrong way, they can have you in a black and white mindset very easily. Numbers never lie, but they're very deceiving. A lot of the clapbacks I get from Kyle Kuzma stands, who, yes, they exist, happen to be that Kuzma's points per game isn't that low. And some even go as far as to say if Kyle Kuzma had more minutes, he would average more points, which is quite literally correct. Kyle Kuzma has shown that in the past, and per 36, Kyle Kuzma would be an 18 point per game scorer. But, and hopefully this is the final time I'm saying this, it's not that black and white. Because staying in the stats department is convenient that you haven't talked about his efficiency. But here's the funny thing, if you actually watch the game, you would expect Kyle Kuzma to have more points. That whole third star thing was a thing for a reason. He's not even attracting the second most attention to the defense. Not only that, but he has LeBron James, one of the better playmakers in league history, being his playmaker, and yet he's a less efficient player. His shot selection has gotten worse, and his playoff performances speak for themselves. You ignore a lot of context when you only go by stats. And the last type of person you ever want to be is that person that looks for those anything stats. When LeBron James scratches his forehead 3 times on a Sunday, he's undefeated. Now, am I saying stats don't matter at all? No, of course they do. But you can use stats and context at the same time. The word is balance, people. So in conclusion of this video, balance your argument. Stop being stupid, because let's be honest, we're just acting stupid. Put your goddamn crayons down and watch the goddamn game. And please hear people out before you jump on them. Everything is in black and white. Hopefully everybody that watches this video no longer acts that way. And hopefully we can grow as a community. We probably won't though. But regardless, that's gonna do it for today's video. It's been your boy TSO Sage. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video. If you like my content, subscribe. It means a lot. It's been your boy TSO Sage. I'ma holla at y'all next video. Take care and stay blessed.
I fuck with some niggas who really be banging. Send niggas kicking your front door, or they creeping your holler for you and your spouse, and they gon' hit your west with that fofo. I spoil my bitch, I give it good dick, and she ain't got 2 max to ask for. And I ain't had shit, but that was back then. But now I got cash, I just want more. Till I run that shit back, uncle. Oh, bitch holding me down like an ankle. Take it right for the night, she a real whore. Yeah, these niggas fake rich, but they real poor. Got a little Spanish bitch, call me more. We're gonna stun her, do 2 words of metaphors. Got a plug in Cali and El Salvador. I be about 50, still tryna score.